Yo, what is going on, guys, and welcome back to some more poker practice today, where I really want to encourage you guys, if you don't normally, to follow along. I'm gonna go at a speed in which you guys definitely can make your decision making. I also would highly encourage that if you guys do want to practice as well, that you can pause the video, but I'll try and give you guys a little bit of time. Obviously, I don't want to make it too slow. If you guys are faster, really slow, or just new to the game, then go ahead and pause the video. But yeah, I hope that you guys are doing well today, man. I'm doing great. So we're going to be practicing some full range here and see how it goes. I do want to practice some drills, but we're on GTO episode 15. If you guys want to download GTO Wizard, it is going to be the first link down in the description. Be sure to drop a like on this video. Let's just get 10 likes on this. So everybody that's here right now, just drop a like on it. Help me out, and we're going to go ahead and get into it. So what are we doing to play here? Ace King versus a hijack raise. Well, hijack range is going to be pretty tight. The big button range is going to be a little bit more loose. So I think that there is a lot of value here with raising to 9, but on this episode, we're going to go ahead and call. And we didn't get to see the best, and that's simply going to be to raise there. So now that we've raised once, we're going to go ahead and check along. We've already made a mistake, so we've kind of lost already, but that's okay. We'll just kind of continue along. I think that ace king to a bet, obviously you should bet. I just thought that a check would also be okay, but you never want to check there. I think you just have to raise. And we lose things to ace queen, ace 4, so we're just going to kind of check all the way along and take any value that we have. Or I mean, we could also call here. I'd be interested to see like ace 10. So we are in the lead, and we do win there. You need to raise up there. Under the gun, 4-3 suited is always a fold, because again, we got to remember the positioning here. And sorry, that was a little bit fast, but remember, right? So button's gonna have a slightly larger range. Big blind, small blind, those are gonna have slightly larger ranges than normal. Under the gun, you should be really high in a pretty tight range, or at least I think it's probably somewhere around like 23 to 25%, maybe even slightly tighter. Hijack, again, you're going to be pretty tight, and cutoff, you're going to be a little bit more tight, right? Because these positions are out, because the big blind, you're going to have to make your first move. So you don't know if you raise this up and then all of a sudden he calls, and then this guy raises, and this guy, all of a sudden your 4-3 becomes very bad. So that's the idea, is that when you're on like the big blind, you have a little bit more. So when we are on king 8 offsuit on the button, again, we're opening a little bit wider than normal. He raises to 10. I think that's unfortunately just a fold there, and I'm literally not going at the speed. Okay, so remind me. I'm sorry. I'm gonna go at your guys' speed. Please forgive me. Drop a like on the video. Okay, just drop a like. All right, hijack again for protection, or not really protection. The other thing I learned is, I don't know how you guys feel, but apparently protection is really just not super important. It's not really a thing. It's kind of a thing, but it's really not. Like, if you're over protecting yourself too much, you're just trying to put money into a pot more. Obviously here, I think we have to call. It does like some all-ins. Stack size has things to do with it, right? So we're 38 big blinds deep. If we're 150, we play a little bit tighter. So the smaller stack you are, the more aggressive. So the less money you have at the perspective table, the slightly more aggressive you're going to be with your better hands, and it likes a lot of raising here. Because we don't have anything, we're gonna go for a simple check. Now, as a protection bet, I'm sorry, I don't know what's going on with my throat. Now, this is with GTO, you're playing as nitty as possible. So sometimes will you make some plays that are outside this that say bad? Yeah, but for the most part, you're going to play slow. All right, so here's the board now. 9-6-6 king. He makes a small bet. We call. What do you guys do in a position like this with king 8? Well, we're going to be beat by potential flushes. We could be beat by things like full houses at this point, which I think 6s. Now, could he have pocket 9s? Yes. With 6s, sure. A lot of flushes are possible here, so we have to check fold, right? So I think that on something like this, you're going to always have to fold, because he could have things like kings, which is unlikely. He's gonna have things like he's gonna have some 9s in his range, and he's gonna have some flushes. So we have to get out of the way. We have nothing, and he does end up having the flush to beat us out here. So perfect. Now we are very short-handed here, which means we do play with more aggression. However, queen 8, I don't like, so we're going to go ahead and fold out there. And so far, we're playing pretty well here, pretty happy. Queen 8 on the big blind to a 2.5, I think is again a fold. Perfect. And we are on a 5 streak winning. Now, under the gun, king 9. Super small stacked. Okay, so mistake there. Doesn't like that. Raised to 5. This is why, because it puts you in a bad position. We have to make a call. We see we have nothing and we're burned. So ideally, you just want to fold those hands. I think I just get too nitty on trying to play everything I have. This is obviously on the cutoff with suited ace 4 and up is really oftentimes a call. He goes to 13. I think you just have to make a call / all in there. We hit the nutted hand and obviously have to make a call with a straight, and we get the win there. So again, I think we're playing good now. King 9 on the cutoff. I think we just fold. We have no money in. Might as well fold. Now on your blinds, you're going to be playing that. So queen 6. What do you guys do to a 3 big blind raise here with suited queen 6? You guys like fold, call, raise, or all in? So here's my prediction. It's just too low, right? So yes, you have your paired hands. You're on the big blind, so yes, you may want to play some of these. So maybe you could find a call for 2 more. A fold is probably a decent option here, and I think you probably split between these where folding is slightly higher. We're going to call this time. It actually does not like a fold here. We're just calling to 2 now. We've got not much here, so obviously a check. When you have nothing, and there's no need for protection with aces and kings, and we pretty much have lost. So at this point, we have lost, right? Because all we're going for is a flush, which we no longer are possibly able to hit. So any bet size here is obviously a fold. And you have to understand, wherever you're going to try and connect to, you're going to have to be able to find different folds, meaning you're going to have to go, what do I have? What do they have? How likely is it that I can turn this into something? And oftentimes most people are just going to like the idea of bluffing, and it's never going to be ideal. Now 8-7, remember, hijack, cutoff, big blind, small blind, cutoff, button, small blind, big blind. Now 8-7, we have no money in the pot. We have a higher stack size. So as we have more money, we play more tight, which is kind of something that isn't necessarily thought about. 7-6 on the small blind. I think we can just fold here. It does like a call. In your small blind, you are protecting some of the time as well. Under the gun, 9-5, we're going to go ahead and fold. 10-9, very short stacked to a 1 blind raise. I like a fold here. It also does like a call. Pair of 9s on the small blind is going to be a call / re-raise, right? So some of the time, very rarely do you raise in your 9s. Some of the time you can raise them. I'm going to check here. It does like a small bet as well. Obviously, we'll make a call. We hit our flush, and I'd love to see a 9 hit here, but that's okay. It doesn't really matter. 5. Now, it's the tricky part for me is figuring out where do you raise your good hands. And I think that we potentially can raise here with some of the nutted. So it does like some folds and some calls, and we get him to fold out. So now, is that always a blunder? I think the answer is no. I think some of the time, again, this is playing very tight. I think you want to play for the most part, but you want to throw in some different stuff. And I'm overall very happy with how I played that. I knew that calls a lot of the time are okay because the idea is that you're going to get value. However, he could beat us with some higher things with that previous hand with things like 10s, like 10 of spades, like ace of spades, something like that, and then we lose. So a bet there is a little bit more protection. Now here we're going to, okay, so it likes a raise, but it prefers the all in. So yeah, so obviously once we do that, we have to make the call, and maybe we're ahead there. Button raises. Now, I think here we can also find a raise. And I think here we find a fold. Nice. Jack 6, I think. Oh, I meant to hit fold. I meant to hit fold. Perfect. All right, let's play 2 more hands and let's see if you guys can get these perfect here. Queen 3. On the hijack, 150 big blinds deep. What are you guys doing? I'll give you guys 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, and you should have said fold. If you did, great job. If not, drop a like on the video, hit that subscribe button, turn your notifications on for more future content. One more. Oh man, my mouth is dry. All right, last hand of the night. We're on the small blind. Now, the small blind is arguably one of the... never mind. I'm not going to give it away. What do you guys do? Small blind, small stacked. How do you guys make a play here? We're going up against a small raise. I got to think about this one too. I have an idea. I think for me, now let's talk about it a little bit. I think the answer is call raise. As some capacity. You're not folding here. You're too short stacked that you need to make some money. And I think we just call flop. Oh, it does like a fold. It likes a fold in that spot. Really short stacked. That's interesting. I would have never guessed. All right, fair enough. We played 19 hands. And we did okay. Some of the hands are not the best. Some of them are not the worst. So yeah, overall, GG's. Well done.